Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Sorry if my voice sounds a little bit weird. I have been going through a cold, so I lost my voice. I would be making a video on this earlier. I would make a video on this yesterday, but yesterday I completely had no voice, so I do sound a little bit raspy, but forgive me. I am trying to heal out of it. It'll be gone in like 2 days, but so sorry for that. And before this video starts, I'd like to ask you guys to please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. It really helps a lot. So thank you for that. But today's video is going to be an episode on this heavy snow that's going to be headed towards the Midwest. And the certainty of the snow that's going to happen is if it's going to happen is around 100%. I mean, at this point, it's definitely going to happen. However, when it comes to certain cities like Chicago that are on the edge or Des Moines, Iowa, a shift in 100 miles north or south can mean huge differences for these cities. I mean, Chicago right now is split between 6 inches and absolutely nothing. Some of the models are showing 8 inches or nothing. So this is definitely something we'll need to talk about. This is a GFS. The new run is just starting to come in, but I will be using the old run. And you can see, look, this is Chicago right here. Maybe 15 miles, or I should say 20, 30 miles to the suburbs, it's going to be snowing, but it does never get into Chicago. And you can see how close that is. This storm isn't going to be particularly strong. I mean, look, 1001, that's not too powerful for a storm at all. And it continues to strengthen a little bit before it dies off completely. And it might even bring some snow to areas like Virginia and North Carolina again. Now, if you're wondering how much the GFS puts out, GFS is actually the most conservative with these snowfall amounts. You can see how widespread it's going to be from North Dakota all the way to basically Virginia. And if we go to Midwest, sorry guys, I really have a cold. Sorry. So you could see Chicago getting a tenth of an inch, which is pathetic. But if you go a little bit further out, Quad Cities around 7 inches, Dubuque, Iowa 6 inches. I don't know what city is here, but 7 inches. In Minneapolis, 5 inches. So you can see the snowfall amounts are already pretty high, but the GFS is the most conservative. Now let's move on to the Canadian, which is another long-range model. Then I'll do the high-resolution models after I show you these two models. So this is the Canadian model. You can see very similar system, a little bit stronger than the GFS. And you can see that the isobars are going to be a little bit more tightly packed. However, there's not going to be blizzard conditions with this. And you can see the snow, again, very heavy snowfall rates, but does not quite reach into Chicago. And if you're wondering, this is how it looks. You can see, again, more really widespread from North Dakota to Virginia. However, you could see these snowfall totals in here, 15, 17 inches of snow, which I definitely think over a foot of snow is possible. However, I don't think 15 or 17 inches is happening. But definitely over a foot of snow, I think, is likely with this storm. I mean, look at this. It shows right here, 12 inches in the Quad Cities, 12 in Peoria, 9 inches in this city. I don't know what city lies there, but you can see a city that's, I don't know, about 17 inches, 18 inches, potentially like Canadian model. I don't think that will happen, but again, it's a possibility. I think it'll be more like the highest snowfall total will be around 12 inches. But you can see, again, Chicago, nothing, a tenth of an inch, pathetic. So now we move on to the NAM, and there's not hopes lost for people in Chicago want snow. There's still a definite chance that this storm could shift a little bit north. And the latest NAM model, it has just come in, and you can see starts off similar. However, it doesn't start to take this track that's further south before it hits Chicago. You can see Chicago's in that snow, and it doesn't nearly get as much snow as southern or central Illinois, north central Illinois, but still gets in on the snow. And you can see it moves on into Virginia. Now, NAM is extremely aggressive with these snowfall amounts. You could see a very big snowfall amounts for a much more widespread area. Earlier, remember the Canadian model had higher snowfall totals in the sense that they were more isolated, but widespread like that, widespread 15 to 20 inches. I don't think we have about 12 to 15 inches is definitely going to occur. And Chicago with this would be 7 inches. So I just show you that this could change from 7 inches in Chicago to about a tenth of an inch in Chicago. So this is definitely something you'll need to watch. Des Moines, Iowa, in this case, would be only getting an 8/10 of an inch, but in this case, you could see 2 inches, and in this case, a 4/10 of an inch. So this is definitely something that could still change. These snowfall amounts are not set in stone, even though we are less than 20 hours away from this event. This is how these type of weather systems are so hard to predict. And this is a NAM 3km, which has a mesoscale banding, usually is very accurate, usually is agreeing with the NAM 12km. And you can see it does agree with the NAM 12km. It brings the snow into Chicago, not quite as north as the NAM 12km. I think I need to sneeze, sorry. Sorry, guys. And you can see that the NAM 3km also brings in some heavy snow into Chicago, but not nearly as far north as the NAM 12km. And again, it brings snow into Virginia. So the NAM 3km, again, quite a bit of snow, pretty much really spot on with the NAM 12km. Two models are agreeing. So that is definitely already a thing that we need to take into account. If two models are agreeing, then there's starting to catch on to something. But you can see again, same areas around probably the jack spot around northeast Iowa and southeastern Minnesota. And then Chicago would be getting 6 inches. O'Hare, Midway, 4 inches. Joliet, Aurora, 7 inches. Peoria, 6/10 of an inch. Quad Cities around 5 inches. So this is definitely something we'll need to watch. And if you're wondering how much rain this storm is going to put out, I'm going to go with the NAM 12km, since I think the NAM 12km, I think in my opinion, is going to be the most accurate. Not because I think it's going to hit Chicago and I want it to hit Chicago. Historically, the NAM has been so accurate these past couple of storms. It's just ridiculous. I mean, the NAM has been spot on so many times. If you want to see total accumulated precip, this snowfall is going to be really heavy, because if this was a ratio that was, say, 20-1 in snow, that 20 inches of snow brings down to 1 inch of rain, then we could have been seeing 20-30 of inches of snow based on the amounts of rain or precip or liquid that fall from the sky. And however, these snowfall amounts ratios are going to be closer to 7-8 inches of snow for 1 inch of rain. So again, potentially up to 12 inches of snow in some areas. However, most areas will be seeing around 6, 7, 8 inches that get affected by this. And most areas that get affected by this, if you click on it, you can see there's a sharp cutoff. Most areas that get affected by this will get at least 6 inches. There's a couple of areas that could get 2, 3 inches, but look at that cutoff. Right here, maybe 50 miles to the northeast, nothing. So that's definitely what Chicago could happen with Chicago. I mean, it could be nothing or 7 inches. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been a pleasure for me making this video to you. So hopefully you guys stay safe out there. I'll be making a video about this tomorrow in the afternoon probably. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing to my channel, liking the video and subscribing to my channel. And see you guys in the next episode.